No, I don't want to know his opinion. It's just going to be insulting. My point is this,
he was looking at you.
My point is this, Rick. We used to be able to decide what the content of this show was.
I know.
Now, it's him. It's just him. He wants to do Rockbusters, he gets to do it.
I know. And it's awful, but like Tourette's Trent D'Arby. Not only is that offensive, it doesn't work as a clue.
Saying that, have you come up with anything for this week?
What's the prizes?
I'll read out the prizes. We've got a brand new XFM, a stylish XFM DJ bag.
That is actually quite nice, actually.
Yeah, we've got in there a 12-inch from the XFM Remix album. This has got The Cure on there and the Prodigy remixes from them, which is quite handy. We've got a little mouse mat there with the XFM logo on, and here's what everyone's waiting for, the CDs and DVDs.
Yeah.
Once again, the X List. This is the compilation that XFM have put out. It's actually very good. Smash Hits, the reunion. Let me see what we got on there. Aha, obviously, Wham, Duran Duran, all your favourite 80s and 90s classics. Another copy of DVD, Steve Coogan's Run DVD. What else is this here? Low Fidelity All Stars, blah, blah, blah. There's Voodoo House and Ghost Funk on there, Rick. I'm sure that'd be right up your street. And, also on DVD, Man
Is that
Child.
with or without Wrecked Train?
So yeah, not a bad little selection there, Karl.
You've done well there. So go on and do the clues then. Let's do Rockbusters now.
Well, I'll bung a song on.
And wow, yeah.
I love the fact that he was taking the piss out of your voice. I'll bung a song on. Hey, it's Tribe and Cowwheels tonight. Now as griddling as gravy.
To be honest, Karl, let's be honest, if Ricky Gervais can get voiceover work,
do you know what I mean?
There's gotta be a place for me.
Where do you think the place for him is?
Well, look, right, you were talking about your face on the poster. It's not all bad, because I read something last night that can help you out. Right? And it's amazing. So we're talking about that.
Play a record, Carl.
Warren Zevon ain't that pretty at all on XFM.
104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Right, Karl, calm now. The Sonys, they're listening. We've got to win this award. We're just bickering. Right, what's this thing that can help Steve out? What are you talking about?
No, we'll talk about that in a bit.
What are we doing now,
We'll do Rockbusters, get that up and running.
Yes, sir.
Get the email busy, yeah?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. Go on then.
Right, so, you know how it works. Cryptic clues, initials.
Well, as I say every week, they're not strictly cryptic. It's more, what am I thinking that starts with these letters.
Is craptic a word? Is that a word? Craptic? 'Cause...
Oh!
Anyway.
Oh, God.
So last week, one of them was, these people from the East Midlands can't help swearing.
Yeah, Tourette's Trent D'Arby.
Tourette's Trent
That's
D'Arby.
the sort of shite we're dealing with to try and get a Sony.
Right, so, here's the clues and that. First one.
And that. What are we after here? The artist?
Yeah.
The band name or solo artist?
It's, I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Right.
Go on.
So the first one, the hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car.
Go on, what's the initials?
VH, right? The hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car.
Yeah.
Right? Second one, don't be selfish, and some of it out to your mates.
Right.
The initial there is C. Right?
Yeah.
Don't be selfish, and some of it out to your mates. And the
Sure,
third
that's
one...
not what is Karl. He's selfish.
No.
Begins with C.
Right. And the third one, the Scottish fellas can't get into their emails.
Right, okay.
The Scottish fellas can't get into their emails.
Go on then.
Right, the initials there, KL. Right, so quickly again, the hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car, VH.
Yeah.
Don't be selfish, and some of that out to your mates,
Right.
that's C.
This is your last chance, Karl.
And the Scottish fellas can't get into their emails.
If I hear
KL.
anything like Wetney Houston, or D. Trout Spinners, or Tourette's Trent D'Arby coming out of this, we're never doing it again. Okay? Again.
Right, the first one was, the hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car,
Yeah, snappy, go on.
VH.
Yeah.
Right, that was Van Halen.
Van Halen. Halen a van.
Because he wanted something bigger than a car, that's the first one.
Yeah.
All the
Second one.
tenses are mixed up, everything, it's just... Go on.
Second one, don't be selfish, and some of that out to your mates, that was C, that was share. Alright? It's alright.
Yep.
And the third one, the Scottish fellas can't get into their emails, the initials there, KL, they, Kenny Loggins.
Right. Right, that's the last time we do Blockbusters. That is the last time we do it.
No.
It is. That's the
the
last time. Give the prize to someone.
Kenny Loggins. I'm gonna give that one to...
Kenny Loggins. Have you got monkey news for this week?
Don't know if I want to do it this week. So, just 'cause breakfast do it and that, and just leave it maybe this week. See what happens. See if we need it. We'll see.
Sometimes I don't know. Play a record a minute, Carl. I'll talk to you off air. Play a record.
What?
What's the email address again?
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Okay.
Right? That's where the email the answer's in.
So we've got to remind you whose show it is. Play a record.
Right.
Stop My Head, Ivan Dando, on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, and with me, arguing like nutters, are Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Okay. Alright? Calm down. Right.
Right, let's just chill. Let's just chill.
Yeah, right.
What did you do last night, Rick?
I watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I tried last week, I knew Tufnell was gonna come through. I knew he was. I went to put a bet on, and it was 11-4, and I thought, oh, that's not worth it. I could put on 400 quid, and I reckon I'd have won 1100, because I reckon he's gonna win.
Yeah.
So,
that is annoying. I suppose if you could go back in time, you'd probably change things. Do you know what I'd do if I could go back in time? I'd go back in time, stop Hitler from being born.
But then it might be worse, because someone else might have come along and he'd been even better. It's like a novel.
Yeah, you're right.
Ben Alton would write a novel like that or something, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Well, how things would be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, popped to the cinema last night, and it was a joy of an experience, because for the
What'd you
first
see?
time, I went to see X-Men 2. I
want to see that.
Yeah, really
I saw
good fun.
one. I don't like that sort of thing. I've never been a comic book, never been a geek like yourself. Not yourself, but I mean, you're not a geek in that sense. You're different. I mean,
Not in the traditional sense.
No.
I'm one of those sexier geeks. Those modern sexy geeks.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it, and 2's meant to be even better, isn't it?
I really enjoyed it, yeah,
Oh,
it's good fun. But more so than the film was the fact that the actual cinema experience, for the first time in a long time, I actually enjoyed, because I just had such a problem with the cinema.
Well, I can't go. I have to wait about 3 weeks till it dies down and go in the afternoon. I can't be sat next to people. I don't know why people go to the cinema to eat. Have something before you go in there.
Yeah.
Rattling, crunching. Why is this experience? This film has cost £50 million. It's meant to be an emotional, artistic experience. It's not meant to be something that's on while you're chowing down. I don't know. People leave their mobile on. I want it when someone answers it, go, I can't talk now. I want to go, don't smack them on their face with it.
Yeah. No, well, I went to the cinema a while back to see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That art house film. And, woman sat next to me, huge, fat blubber of a woman.
But it's up to her. She's earned enough money, she can eat more than she needs.
Sure, but don't squeeze into a seat next to me in the cinema. Right, with your flesh, you know, curving over the armrest that we're having to share.
Oh,
right,
God.
next to her, a little weasel of a husband. She's got one of those huge, kind of,
you don't reckon he was-
hog-sized barrels of popcorn.
You don't reckon he was one of them feeders?
It was very similar. It really was. She, as you say, she's chowing down on the popcorn. She's one of those women who, she's not come out to see a film, she's come out to eat, and if a film happens to be showing, then she'll watch it.
Yeah.
Really winds me up. He's got the hot dog and everything. She's eating, and now popcorn already annoys me, because
And she goes to him, are you gonna eat that? He goes, well, I was thinking of it. Give it to me now.
But I don't know why it was that popcorn became the thing you eat in the cinema. It's like you say, you've made these films, and someone's there thinking, well, we've made this great film, we've got the sound mix right, but what we need is something that'll just slightly, irritate everyone during the film.
And just see the
crunch of
size,
popcorn.
just see the size of the buckets that go in there with popcorn.
But
and
why not serve soup or something? Or
Oh,
yogurt?
the slurping would drive me mad.
But
And
something
the
where it's not
spoon
gonna make
touching the
noise.
bottom of the thing would drive me mad. Don't serve anything. There's no reason you have to do this and go, oh God, I need to eat.
Well, this was-
plan it. You don't go and play tennis eating what? You plan it, don't you?
Well, exactly. Exactly. Eat before we come out.
Yeah.
Have a sandwich. Have a corned beef
Do you
sandwich.
know what,
then come out.
right? What annoyed me is I found out in across America, when they showed Schindler's List, they banned popcorn, right? Out of respect to the film. What? So they're saying all the other films, oh, sod it, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this one cost 100 million. Ah, it doesn't matter. You can eat popcorn through that.
Yeah.
I mean, ban it through all films.
Well, this woman was one of those ones, she may as well have had a trough in front of her. I mean, she was a state, right? And she's shown
God.
She's an idiot as well. Because the trailer comes from, I remember at the time, the trailer came on for AI, that film AI.
Oh, yeah.
And, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it, but it's something like, I don't know exactly, but it's something like, Martin is a, 6-year-old boy.
Yeah, he's 20 kilograms, he's 3 foot high, yeah.
But he is not human.
Yeah.
He's a robot.
Yeah.
And she's watching, she's just watching that, right? Bear in mind, the point of the trailer, he's a robot.
Yeah.
She says, how old was he again? I wanted to slap her, I was livid. I went, he's a robot, that's what's important. she says, a trailer comes on for a war film, she goes, I shan't be seeing that. She just announces it, I shan't be seeing that. And I'm bored with war films. Bored with them. Next.
Oh, God.
And then, so the title card comes up for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You know, like at the beginning, they do everything. It comes up, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Now, she's in the cinema, she goes, what a stupid name for a film. I was thinking, but you paid to see it. And then it says subtitles in brackets. She goes, oh, it's not subtitled, is it? So it comes on, and I think, in the film, I think they speak maybe Mandarin or Chinese or something, I'm not sure, but let's say it's Mandarin. So they come on, they start, and it's all subtitled, and they start speaking in this Mandarin or Chinese, and she just starts going, I think chong chong, I think chong chong, I think chong chong chong, in the cinema, just saying that out loud.
No!
She and her boyfriend are cracking up, they're weeping with laughter, right? And I'm trying to watch
He's got to laugh, otherwise she bites him.
Exactly. So I'm so livid, so I really make a show of getting up with all my stuff. I get up and I kind of clamber over some of the seats.
Yeah.
I sit down next to these two teenage girls with the mobile phone.
Oh,
The mobile phone goes off, and like you say, instead of, I mean, it should have been off anyway.
Yeah, of course.
But let's say, instead of it being, instead of immediately thinking, oh god, and switching it off hurriedly, they take the call in the cinema. I'm in the cinema. Yeah, no, I'm in the, start having a conversation. And I was thinking to myself, you're 16, unless that is your business partner in Hong Kong phoning you, saying the deal is not gonna go through, which I suspect it's not. I suspect it's probably Gareth, or Gavin, or your boyfriend Tony saying, do you want to do me behind the bike sheds later?
Yeah.
I suspect that's who it is.
Yeah.
Switch off the phone! Or very least, get out!
I know.
Get out of the cinema! But I can't, I mean, I don't know where these people were brought up or raised. I don't know who it was that told them this was behaviour that you could do.
I really want to have cinema police.
Yeah.
Right, you go in there, and if the phone goes off, you get your money back and you're asked to leave.
Yeah.
Straight away. Any whispering, go, if you whisper again, you know,
Yeah.
if you're too stupid
To be able to figure out the plot.
yeah, just, they tell you what age you should be, right, to get that film.
Yeah.
That's it. If you listen and you're not eating and you're not talking, then you should be able to get a film.
And do you know what Ricky said is gonna be?
What?
It's gonna be more annoying.
Yeah, well, I just thought.
But this is the wonderful hypocrisy of it, because you've just been agreeing with me about how you hate people who are annoying.
Yeah, but only to friends, people like, the thing is, right, I've got to say a couple of things, right. The reason I sort of torture Karl is because, I don't know, I've got friends with defects. I don't know why. All my friends are slightly weird or stupid or something wrong with them. Karl's little round head, brain of a fish, right?
Yes.
I can't get my hands off his head. Robin Ince, he's got glasses, he waddles funny, he's got little thumbs, his thumbs are too short, right?
Sure.
I can't keep my hands off him, right? My mate, Rob, who did the flannels with me, he's got a perfectly round head, his teeth protrude slightly.
He's in America though for when you need a round bald head, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly
in case
right,
you're
when I go
right.
to New York, or, and he looks a bit like Dave Hill from
Interesting
Slate.
that you're collaborating on a book, but he chooses to live in America.
No, yeah. But, could I just say also that I do not advocate the use of vices on friends' heads. It's dangerous. Do not, squeeze your mate's head in a vice. That's just between me and Karl, and, you know, and
Ricky Gervais is an experienced annoyer.
and he probably wouldn't let me do it, to be honest. I have to offer him an awful lot of money. Also, do not smoke. There's no point. And floss. I wish I'd flossed when I was a kid. Also, if you've got a bicycle or anything like that for Christmas, please wear the correct safety gear.
Whoa.
What?
Well, I got a bike as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? And my dad, you know, I think the helmets used to come with them and what have you. I popped it on, went out on my bike, coming back into the garden. Dad sees me. He said, come here. I said, what? He said, I never want to see you wearing that helmet again. You look ridiculous.
Oh, wow. He'd rather take the risk.
No one looks good in them though, do they?
Yes, they do. Wear the helmet. Neil Young and Heart of Gold on BBC Radio 2 with me, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, hello, and Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
We were asking for the worst Christmas gifts you've ever received, past or present, and there have been some absolute stinkers here. Pete Archer says, I'm diabetic, and I once got 3 big tins of sweets. I mean, that's just rubbing it in. Cheska says, I once got a Christmas tree for my brother on Christmas Day.
Was?
Long-term present, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
What do you mean?
Was it a plastic one or a real one?
We need more information. I got a fly mode from my 85-year-old gran, which was nice, but for the fact that I live in a flat.
Well, he could do the carpet.
There's one here, it says, Sid from Leeds, he says, I once received a PlayStation 2, which I really wanted. I didn't open it for a few hours while we had lunch, and I was looking forward to playing the game, a bit like you with your ZX Spectrum.
Yeah.
I opened up the box, and much to everyone else's enjoyment, there was 2 oranges and a pair of socks.
That's cruel.
But that's like, I mean, that's what kind of a family's that? I mean, in Carl's case, he actually forgot to buy the
Or, Harvest Festival, the vicar's got a PlayStation 2.
yeah, yeah.
It's just the wrong label, isn't it? Yeah, he couldn't believe his luck. Coming up, actually, talking of vicars, a lot of vicars listening, apparently. I don't know how many that is. I don't know how many there are. But, Carl's gonna do a sermon. You remember, last week, he insulted vicars, saying they only work 1 day a week. He made a vicar swear.
Yeah.
Who said, maybe if I, give up my 1 day a week, I can become a DJ and do bugger all week. You made a vicar swear.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to, I just...
No, Gillian Oliver's phoned in, and she's the press, officer for the Church of England, and invited Karl to do a sermon. We've risen to the challenge. Karl's gonna do a bit of a sermon. We just say, that's when we've picked on. We're open to all religions here.
Yeah.
Maybe, in the future, Karl can do a sermon, for another denomination. I don't know, you know.
Well, it just depends, though, how sort of thick the book is.
Right.
So you want a religion with a smaller book?
Just a smaller book, and...
I just say I view all religions equally,
Yep.
because I am an atheist. So I truly do view all religious beliefs equally. But, you know, just because I don't believe in it, a lot of people do, and Karl was gonna basically sum up the Bible. That's what we're doing today,
Should we play a record and then come back with the first part of Carl's sermon?
I cannot, I mean, honestly can't wait. I feel like squeezing his head during this
Do it,
record. Stones, Waiting on a Friend. Great track.
Amazing tune.
So, Karl, you've studied the Bible over the last couple of days,
Well...
and you're gonna give us basically the Bible abridged, is that right? Just, condensed?
just that, you know, it's that time of the year when
Well, let's
religion, no matter
save
who you
it.
are,
Let's
and that.
do a sermon. Everyone settled down at home. Turn the radio up. This is Reverend Karl Pilkington with the history of the Bible.
Alright, thank you very much. Right, well, thanks for coming. Starting off, you know, I mean, I started off at the beginning of the book, what have you.
The Bible, we'll call it for the sake of argument.
Right. There's quite a bit missing. It doesn't say about how sort of God was already about, so it doesn't go right back to the beginning.
Right, okay.
God's already knocking about and that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he made the world, right? He did all that, right?
Yeah.
He sorted out sort of sun for in the day and that, so everything's light and you can see yourself about.
Right.
He did the stars and the moon for at night, right? I was thinking about that. If I was him, I probably would have just let it be day all the time rather than having 2 systems.
We're not criticising.
No, I'm not
Okay.
having a go, I'm just saying, I mean, it's easy now, isn't it, in hindsight, to sort of say, do you know what?
It's easy
Yeah.
to really criticise him, but he was working.
He's
fine, you know.
he's sort of loosened the top. You just got it off. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he did a lot of the work. Yeah, cheers.
No, I'm just saying though,
Yeah.
like, they mess about with the clocks and that because of farmers getting up in the dark and that. If it was day all the time, less crime and that. I'm just saying it might have been worth an idea.
You missed a trick there, is what you're saying.
But he moves in mysterious ways, so you don't know why he's done that. He might be thinking something that your small brain can't really.
Fair enough. I'm not having a go, like I say, I'm just reading it and thinking about it, that's what it's all about, innit?
Yeah,
Education,
absolutely,
get yourself
Absolutely.
thinking.
Yeah,
right?
go on.
Anyway, so he did all that, he made the sun and that, and then he said, oh, make some creatures and stuff. He made a load of birds, loads of different birds, creatures, animals and that. Because with the world being so big, it's like if you buy a big house, you need more furniture, don't you?
Right.
So he made this and he was like, oh, God, what am I going to fill it with? So this is why he did all these.
Right. That's
animals.
not actually in the Bible. You
No, this is-
speculated there on the
Yeah.
mind of God.
Well, I'm sort of just treating it like it's his big house,
Right.
isn't it?
Okay.
And he's filling it, he's making it look nice, different birds and what have
Yeah.
you, right? It's just my opinion. Like I
It's
say.
making it sound like the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, right, so he does all that, and he thinks, right, I'll make a little man and a woman,
Sure.
who we all know as, like, Adam and Eve.
Yep.
Everyone knows their names, but at no point is their surname mentioned. Right?
Well, he's not going to have trouble with the post, is he?
So anyway, right, Adam and Eve are knocking about, God says to him, look, just enjoy yourselves and that, right? Do what you want, but I'll tell you this, I'm only telling you once, he said, don't be eating fruit from that special tree.
Yeah.
So, they were like, alright, fair enough. He said, the tree that I'm talking about is the tree of knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's sort of made it a little bit worse, because it sounds good and that, and you're like, oh, knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, don't go in that door. Yeah,
Is that sort of thing, instead of just sort of not telling them. Because I don't know, see the tree of knowledge, what it had on it, by what I can work out, is it's an apple tree, right? And it's pretty tempting, isn't it, to have a little cheeky apple, because I don't know what they were eating back then.
Right.
Do you know what they were getting by on?
No, I don't know.
Right, so anyway, so they were like, yeah, alright, whatever. Eve goes for a wander about.
Yeah.
Right? Killing time and that. Bumps into this snake.
Oh, yeah.
And, Snake said, said, alright, you got an apple, right? And, he was selling it, so he was going, it tastes good and that, right? And she's like, well, shouldn't really, but, you know, I've been told that I shouldn't eat that, because I think God said to her at some point,
get on with it. You're on page 1 at the moment.
This is absurd.
This is just unbelievable.
I know, but I'm just
Just get to the point. You're on page 1. You haven't moved on. Just get. Okay, we know Adam and Eve. What have you learned?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. He was saying don't eat it because it's dangerous.
I know. We know. Get on with it. Just get on. I mean,
But the thing is, people do eat things that are dangerous, don't they? Like, and pufferfish, even to this day, people are eating stuff that can kill them.
Yeah.
So it's not a threat. They're not that bothered. It's an apple, right? They're gonna have a little cheeky apple. Anyway, they eat it, right? God goes mental at them. He said, I told you not to do that. I've told you you can enjoy yourself and everything. You've gone against what I said. You've eaten the apple. Adam and Eve sort of got told off and what have you. They went off and had kids. That added extra pressure. A lot of arguments happened. And that's kind of part 1.
that is amazing. That is amazing. So, oh, you're an idiot. Really, you are an idiot.
Well, part 2 later then.
You better back up your ideas in part 2.
In an effort to understand more about what makes a good tweet, Karl goes to visit the author, David Baddiel.
I got interviewed by John Humphreys on Today about Twitter, and he doesn't like Twitter. And they said, well, you never tried it, John. And so his tweet was about what's wrong with not liking something you've never tried. That's a good tweet, because you'll get loads of people coming up with ideas and thoughts and arguments about that.
I wouldn't skydive.
Well, I've never skydived, and I've never done it, and I wouldn't do it, because I just have a sense that I'll be too frightened. Homosexuality.
Go on.
Well, I know I'm not gay, even though I've never tried it. Now, you could argue, well, if you tried it, you would find out, but I am...
I reckon you'd probably find it alright.
Do you think?
It's like all that weird stuff that people get up to, you know, like having it away with a dead body or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, I never think about that,
Yeah.
but I imagine that if you think about it a lot, you can convince yourself to do it, and then you'll go, actually, it's alright. Like olives. I never used to like olives, and then you try a couple and you go, what was I worried about?
Karl also seems to be developing more of a taste for Twitter.
I'll sign in again, just to see if Stephen has got back to me. So I sent the message saying Steve Guttenberg has a birthday on that day. Then he's going on about, I'm in a Greek restaurant in Midtown Manhattan. Very scrummy. See, what I don't get is, I mean, all this, it's clear now that he's not in his house. He could get his house robbed, because everyone knows he's in New York. I wouldn't tell anyone anything. You say, I'm not doing this. They don't need to know. So basically then, he hasn't got back to me. These are just all group messages.
Having so far failed to make friends with Stephen Fry, Karl decides to find out who else he might be able to chum up with on Twitter.
There's a lot of people on there that you'd expect, but then one that I sort of came across and I thought, what's he doing on there? What's he doing on Twitter? Alan Bennett. Alan Bennett on Twitter. I mean, he must be what? He must be in his 70s. Surely he's got enough friends, you know, true friends that he's known along the years. He doesn't need any new ones. I didn't think, you know, he'd have time in his life for, you know, talking to numbnuts all over the place.
If you went to a load of train spotters and said, there are no more trains, but you can still meet up here every Tuesday and chat, they'd be happy with that. Because really, they're finding each other. It's all about sort of companionship, or knowing you're part of the world.
Ricky Gervais is responding to Karl's suggestion that life will be better with no friends at all.
You're in a hut in the Outer Hebrides. I don't know, how is that being alive, really? If there's absolutely no interaction between you and the rest of the world, and I mean on a personal level, I mean with another human being.
Yeah, but you're making it... I'm not talking about living on a hill and being able to walk about in just my underpants because no one's ever going to see me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about...
Why have your underpants on?
Well, there could be something. I'm just saying someone could pass and go, hello, and then the first thing they see is me walking around with my tackle out. I just don't think it's...
But who are they
there's no
gonna tell?
problem wearing underpants. They're comfy pants. The ones I get are very, you know, they're never a problem.
You're not a fan of nudists, are you?
I don't
See,
like
they meet
it.
up. They make friends. Other nudists, they go along and they go, look, we're all in the same boat here. None of us like clothes.
Well, they say that, but then they're wearing a hat, or they've got a rucksack on, or flip-flops.
Yeah,
It's just the pants they don't like. That's the only bit. They're not nudists, they're pant haters. They're quite happy, they've got a beard. That's like wearing clothes to me. That's a balaclava. Have a shave. And down there. I'd rather have no mates than a bloke who goes, I've seen an Intercity 128 today. Not interested. Leave me alone. And maybe I'll look back on this little venture, you know. I'll look back in years to come and think, why did I want Stephen as a mate? What was I thinking? Just in the same way in King Kong, where that woman, you know, knocks about with the ape and the ape thinks he's going to get off with a woman. It's like, it's never going to happen. Forget it. Maybe that's what it's like with Stephen. I don't know which one's the ape. Basically, the you know, long and short of it is, he still hasn't got back to me. And we're on day 3 now.
Danny Wallace is keen to help Karl become friends with Stephen Fry through Twitter.
But what are you going to do about Stephen Fry then? I mean,
He's not even acknowledging me.
I think to get his attention, what perhaps you should do is say something funny, or come up with something interesting that's like a gift to him.
Well, I told him the other day, it was his birthday the other day, I said, you share it with Steve Guttenberg.
Okay.
Nothing.
Right. Okay.
Nothing back.
Or you know, you sort of along those lines maybe, but maybe less Gutenberg based.
Although disappointed that he hasn't had any personal contact from Stephen Fry, Karl at least learns from Twitter that Stephen has been eating out again. This time with a film director who Karl hasn't heard of.
Fred Schweppes. So I'll just say, which Fred Schweppes film would you recommend? Oops, it's capitals. That's not shouting, isn't it, if you write in capitals? That's probably what I'll be doing by the end of the week. Well, I sort of chased the Alan Bennett thing because I thought, you know, if I was to do Twitter, I'd be quite good having Alan Bennett as a mate, wouldn't it? Because he seems a bit like me. I can imagine him not having that many mates, you know. I sort of look at myself as almost like a slug, bit of a loner. You know, you always see a slug on its own, you never see them in pairs, just always sort of climbing up a wall on its own. And Alan Bennett's a bit like that. Got in touch, turns out it wasn't him, which is an odd thing, isn't it? I don't know why someone would join up Twitter to make friends as someone else.
Do you want to go and have a look at some of my tweets?
Let's have a look. Yeah. All right. Then. So what? When you said you...
After discovering that Alan Bennett's identity has been stolen, Karl asks David Baddiel whether celebrities face any other risks on Twitter.
What happens if they think, oh, David's really friendly, I'm going to track him down?
Yeah, well, that would be bad. And also, I'll tell you what also happened once. He's gone away now. But I got tweeted, I mean, you know, assuming it was true, from a bloke who was in Broadmoor.
Really?
A bloke sent me a really odd, he's in here somewhere, odd, sinister tweet that said, "Hello David, I've always liked you. Think you might be a good person to tweet. I'm in Broadmoor." And then he next tweet said, "Guess who's sitting next to me? Go on, you'll never guess." And I didn't say anything, but I thought, well, he's a Yorkshire Ripper, isn't it? It's got to be. Yeah, that's who's in Broadmoor. Or Dennis Nielsen, I think, might be there too.
That's an odd one to sort of say you'd never guess. It's kind of...
Yeah, it is odd. But I suppose if you're in Broadmoor, that's the way of, like, you know...
But then again, you see, a part of me would be quite interested to hear from someone who's got a totally different life to me.
Right.
Carl, apart from Suzanne, your girlfriend, have you got a better mate than me in the world?
Well, I've got like my mate from school, the one mate I keep in touch with, and I use him as like almost like a memory stick.
Do you remember Mark Royal from school?
Yeah.
This is what he looks like now.
That isn't Mark Royal.
Laurie Peters is the only friend Karl is still in contact with from school.
So everyone's going to see that who haven't seen him for a while and think that's him.
And has Mark Royal said anything to you about that? Has he seen that?
Yeah, he's not that happy about it.
Karl is hoping Laurie can shed some more light on the appeal of Twitter.
Well, wouldn't your mum like to know if she was on Twitter and you was on Twitter and she got alerted to your every, you know, your little quips that happen in the day?
I speak to my mum and dad like every day, not for long, for like, might be 5 minutes, and it's normally, what have you been up to? And they've been playing cards, and they'll say, oh, your Auntie Nora's fell over again. Right, that's kind of the general chat. And I don't like going over what I've been up to, because I've been through it. If anything, it would do my head in, because I'd realise how dull my life is.
Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now we've got some Red Hot Chili Peppers stuff to give away as well.
We've got a Red Hot Chili Peppers platinum disc.
Brilliant. Only platinum on this show.
Yeah.
None of your gold, muck.
Absolutely. We need some kind of quiz question, because we want to make sure that only a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan gets this merchandise off.
Okay, what about something like, famously they were, photographed with a sock over their what?
Anyone can get that.
That's too easy, isn't it? Notice I was all coy, I didn't want to say that. Why didn't I just say, oh no, because I was asking the question.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I? Yeah. What would people phone in, do you think? They'd have to say, oh, that's no good. It was there. We know what it was over there. What would I say? On Radio 2?
John Thomas?
John Thomas, over there. They think that's probably a member of the band.
Yeah.
What do you say when you go to the doctor with your trouble? Look, okay, I know what we're talking about. We're talking about a man's parts downstairs. That's what they popped us
Well, if I went
on.
to the doctor, I'd be honest. I'd just say, excuse me, doctor, I've got a problem with my penis.
Wouldn't that make you laugh, saying that? Even to a doctor, even though it's an official term, wouldn't you be...
Well...
It's funny, isn't it, going to saying... Because you never use that term,
No,
do
it's
you?
because it's formal, I suppose.
It's like you're trying to sort of like put on airs and graces because
Yeah.
you're in the company of a doctor. What would you say?
What, if I had a problem?
Yeah.
I had to go to the doctor.
With your...
I probably wouldn't go.
What do you mean?
I'd show it to Suzanne and say, is that normal? No, I haven't. I mean, I'm 32,
Why
right?
should
I've
she
never.
know necessarily?
No, just you know, they.
She's
sort
not a doctor, and there's nothing about you that's normal. So I can only imagine...
No, but you know what I'm like, I have, you know, Suzanne, my girlfriend, wants me to go to that Wellman clinic. I've said, whoa, no way.
Oh, yeah,
Unless I'm really ill.
Well, you
Right.
should get everything checked out.
I know, but...
Finger up the...
I know,
So
I
what's
don't
your, so
check-
what's the quiz question?
What's the funniest term for it? No, what do women call it when they go? Because that's even worse, isn't it? I don't know. What does your mum call her?
She's never sort of brought it up with me. What do you mean, what does she call it? And even when I was a kid, she didn't give it a name. It's just, even now.
What did she call yours then? When if you had, mummy, I got a...
She didn't.
What, you never discussed?
Why,
You had a pain?
No, just get on with it and that.
What did you say for if you wanted to go to the toilet when you were little?
I'll just say, oh, I'm just nipping to the toilet.
No, when you were 3, you didn't say, alright, mum, I'm just nipping to the toilet, get me fags ready when I come out, I'm dying for it. What do you...
I never give it a name.
What do you mean? You never said... What, so how did you let your mum know I wanted to go to the toilet?
I think, well, we hadn't moved, we lived in the same house for ages, so I knew where the toilet was and stuff, and I just let
Not
myself.
when you were 2!
Well, I honestly, well, I can't remember then, if I did have a name.
Spend a penny?
What do you say now?
Well, I don't have to announce it, I know where the toilet is. I don't
what's the quiz
understand the question.
I don't know. What's the quick... oh, this is difficult, isn't it? We haven't planned this show.
We'll play a record. We'll
Someone's
think of a quiz
accusing
question.
this show of being pre-recorded. Someone said, oh, is this pre-recorded? If we pre-recorded it, we'd have edited out the bad bits, wouldn't
Why would we have had that conversation?
It's like, oh, it's 10 past 12, let's do headlines. I remember Karl trying to prove it was live last week, and he was saying things like, it's Christmas Eve.
Well, weirdly, actually, there's a couple of mentions of you. I always like to check where you're mentioned in the papers, Rick.
Right.
The Daily Mirror mentions you in their surveillance section. I don't know if you noticed this. This is where they kind of, you know, for instance, Kiefer Sutherland was spotted having a pint of Guinness in Dublin.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, apparently. And it says here, Ricky Gervais and others were seen at Jon Stewart's show at Prince Edward Theatre. So, wasn't that like 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks
And
ago?
I was on stage. That's why I was spotted. I was working.
But that
I went
man
on
should be
stage with him.
Spotted at Reading Comprehensive in 1973, Ricky Gervais. We've just had the news.
Also, my favourite one in Spotted, they have it in the heat and stuff, and my favourite was Spotted on the set of his new movie, Johnny Depp. I mean, he's pretty much going to be there.
That doesn't count, surely.
That's the same as Train Spotting. Oh, I saw the 2:30 from Crew. Where was it? Crew.
Yeah.
What time was it? 2:30. There's a surprise.
Well, I was also looking through The Sun, and you can, again, if you want to prove that we're live, you can check this out in today's copy of The Sun. Flipping through, and there's a picture of you, Rick, and it says at the top, comics, they're as funny as cancer. I thought that's a bit harsh. And I mean, most people agree, and it turns out they don't mean that you're as hellish as that. It means that actually, you're apparently star sign Cancer. Is that true?
That's right, yeah.
Well, apparently, so is Jennifer Saunders and Peter Kay, Mira Sayal, and apparently that's the funniest of all the star signs.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. I would disagree with it, because whenever anyone says to me they're reading their stars and say, what star sign are you? I give them a wrong one. They read it. They go, that's just you. I go, I'm not that.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, can I say twaddle? We've said penis, to hell with it, twaddle. It's twaddle. Black Star by Radiohead on BBC Radio 2 with me, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Right.
I forgot to
set the quiz question.
I know, well I forgot.
How are you, can you even call yourself a DJ?
I don't!
What? Well, no, clearly. I mean, they're probably...
I'm a broadcaster.
We've got this Red Hot Chili Peppers Platinum disc to give away.
Well, what about that one? What do you call your little...
That's your quiz question. On Radio 2, on New Year's Eve, your question is, what do you call your thing?
If you're a man, what do you call your little dinkle? If you're a lady, what do you call your... thingy front?
That's unbelievable.
Well, I don't know, do I? It's as arbitrary as anything. So that people, and other funny names, nothing nasty, and we'll read them out. Remember, we won't read it out if it's nasty, but what's the, you know, what did you call your little... What's your little name?
Unbelievable.
What?
I mean, it's BBC Radio 2.
So, have you seen the dregs they put on these shows? I mean, people who couldn't get a job anywhere else.
What are you talking about? It's top caliber broadcasters on this station.
Who?
I can't name off the top of my head. It's people who they don't want on Radio 1 anymore.
That's true, isn't it?
Alright, well, ACA 291, 0500 288 291, or you can email gervais@bbc.co.uk. And, well, I'm not even mentioning I'm not selling my mouth.
What do you call your little ding-dong, your little willy wanky woo? What'd you call it? What'd you call...
Unbelievable.
Well, but there's we learned something.
And yeah. And we'll give away this platinum disc to, whoever's got the most droll, the most amusing, the most charming.
After What Do You Call Yours? Another Bible reading.
One of my songs of the year, it's Emily, by Stephen Fretwell. I really enjoyed that one.
Beautiful.
We are looking back at some of the big news stories of the year. Still to come, of course, I should just point out, we've got Monkey News.
Oh, that's the big one.
We've got the final part, it certainly is. We've got the final part of, Karl's sermon, and we haven't even got to Jesus Christ yet, so, you know, it's gonna be dynamite when that guy makes an appearance.
Yeah.
So we're all looking forward to that.
He better, because if he doesn't, you've missed out on quite a big thing in the Bible. Anyway, go on.
Plus, of course, you've just set this, possibly the worst quiz question I've ever heard on any radio station ever. Do you want to recap?
What do you call your little...
Your little fellow or your little madam? Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
And you can win the,
Being
platinum
rewarded for that.
Yeah.
Being rewarded with sharing with the nation what you call your little thingy.
Red Hot Chili Peppers platinum disc to give away. Karl, what have been some of the big news stories that have hit you this year?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Well, I don't really watch the news, do it? It gets me down a bit.
Sure.
Sometimes, you know, you're better off not knowing. I sometimes wonder about, you know, the way we've got satellites and stuff, and you know what's going on the other side of the world. Should we know? Do you know what I mean? Does it do us any good?
Right.
Knowing stuff. So I mean,
That is brilliant coming from Karl.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an amazing quote, isn't it? I mean, it's not "we will fight them on the beaches," but does it do you any good knowing stuff? It's pretty much what sums you up. I thought your New Year's resolution was to learn one thing a day.
All I'm saying is, normally when you see people who are brainy, they never look like they're that happy.
Like who?
Einstein, Hawking. They all look a bit like fed up and that. They've got
Well,
loads of knowledge.
let's leave Hawking aside with the way he looks, please.
Look at
You're
Einstein.
such an idiot, Karl. You're
Look at-
such an idiot.
Look at Einstein then.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Then look at me. I'm happy. Right?
You have no reason to be, though.
Anyway,
And Einstein was happy. He was gallivanting around, he was having a laugh, he was going to parties, he was hanging out with Marilyn Monroe, he was loving it, he was inventing nuclear weapons, he was having a whale of a
Party time.
Anyway, all I'm saying
He was, you know, he hanging out with, what's his name, McFly?
Right.
It was brilliant.
So, normally I just pick up on the stories that sort of make me go, oh, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Two that stuck out for me in 2005. Blind people. Not always using dogs now, they've got horses.
Well, that's ridiculous,
What are
that's
you
not
talking
true.
What are you talking about?
It is true.
What do you mean?
They're trying it out. People, you know, they've got guide dogs and that.
Yes.
They're sort of saying, why stop there? They're giving
Well, do you know why?
You can't
Because
get a
a
horse in
dog-
a library.
Exactly.
What?
Because dogs can go into Tesco's with you, and go round to visit your auntie, and sit at your feet. What do you do with a horse?
No, it just cuts out the middleman. That if the horse knows where it's going, person gets on the back, off it goes.
Oh, don't talk rubbish.
Where did you
story.
read this?
Where do you read this,
I've got it printed off, I can show it to you.
Oh, so
in
it's
my
the
bag.
internet. Of course it was the internet. Yeah. I mean, when will you learn?
But why is that such a mad idea?
Because you haven't got the whole idea. I bet it is something. I bet there's a grain of truth to it, right? But there's no way that they're going to be used like guide dogs. I mean, just think.
I'll look at the news story during the next song and we'll get to the
What
bottom
else?
of it.
What else? Well, there must be another news story that's got that.
Yeah, there's another one.
Go on.
Chickens and that.
Go on.
A fella had a problem with a chicken, wasn't laying enough eggs and that. He got an axe, put it next to its little house that he was living in, panicked it a bit, laid loads of eggs.
I don't. How is that a major news story?
No, it's not major, but it's interesting, isn't it?
What?
Well,
Frightening a chicken into laying an egg?
Yeah. And they're sort of the two things that...
That's the only two news stories
That's
of the year that
amazing.
caught your attention.
I mean, that's plus monkey news. Obviously, every week you keep up to date with monkey news.
But what do you think about when you hear about that chicken? What?
I don't think anything of it because it came from you, so you probably got something wrong, or it was a little fluff piece in a tabloid that just someone they had a slow news day.
Until quiz
the
night.
scare Netflix.
Until the old pub quiz night, when there's no one else who will have you on the team. Sure. And suddenly you want to be your best mate.
Done him again.
Right?
Yeah, where's his mum and dad then, Carl? Yeah?
In Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
I love the fact you can insult me but never insult my parents. Please. Feeder, Butt Rogers, XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Carl just said to me, so what face would you have to me? And I went, what do you mean? He went, well, whose face would you have? And I went, I don't know. A boy's, so the skin would be regenerated. He went, no, that'd be a bit weird. He said, oh no, someone famous. And I went, I don't know. I went, whose would you have? He went, Barry Sheen.
No, but what I meant was, when I was talking to Suzanne, when I was talking to Suzanne about it, saying this is amazing, she said, well, whose face would you have?
Right.
Now, it's got to be fairly recent to have the skin fresh, because it can't be too old.
Right.
So I had a choice of, like, Barry Sheen, or, what's her face, off Last of the Summer Wine.
Who?
Who's the old woman who just passed away?
Thora Hird.
Thora Hird. So that's what I meant, if I could have any face, because she said, well, you could have had Tom Cruise or something. I said, well, he's not dead. She said, no, but you could have had that.
You give yourself restrictions in your fantasy. So like, look down the picture. I love the idea that someone getting you a call. Mr. Wilkerton. Hello, it's Dr. Hanrahan. Barry Sheen has just passed away. And you go, oh dear. Yeah, bad news and good news. Do you want his face or... Do you want his face?
Does Suzanne go out with you, like, for charitable reasons?
Is
it like you can adopt a boyfriend?
I love the fact that she encourages you.
Well, she was saying about Tom Cruise, and I was like, oh, you know, she said, you know, he's not a bad-looking fella or whatever.
Well, what she's saying is, Carl, is there any chance you could go and get a different face? Maybe something like Tom Cruise would be good.
But then I was saying, right, first of all, he's got to be dead, and he's not. But if he was, and you had that done, would you feel like...
People looking at you on the tube?
Well, no, like, say if the people who made Mission Impossible said, well, we want to do a third one, would I be in me right to say, well, I don't want to do it?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't mean to be offensive, Karl, but your girlfriend could do a lot better than you. I don't know what you're thinking.
I love the idea of this whole conversation about you in Tom Cruise's face, and then get offered a film.
But why does she have conversations like this with you?
It was now on last night. It was now on the telly.
I love it. What should we talk about? What about getting a new face? Oh dear. Oh, that cartoon. If you don't know what Karl looks like, there's a cartoon that was in last week's Heat, isn't it, that I drew. It's on the website. What's it going for now? Bid.
I think it's at about 225 quid at the moment.
And what do they have to do to bid for it?
Just email in and I'll pass it on to the website people.
I know why Heat put it in. It's because the editor, Boyd Hilton, looks a little bit like you, doesn't he?
Sort of my ugly brother.
He's probably listening, and he says nice things about you.
Yeah, he can still say nice things, but I bet he knows deep down. You know if you're good looking or not, don't you?
I can't believe
Come
it,
on, Steve. I mean, what do you think?
This is going crazy now, Carl. I don't know. You're just, the insults are flying left, right and centre. You've got no limits. You've just gone crazy, you've just gone wild. You're swanning around just because you look like Tom Cruise.
I think it's because he's been hanging out with Christian O'Connell.
Yeah.
And they're both thinking, yeah, we're...
A couple of media players.
Yeah.
Too big for their boots.
Yeah, not scared. Although he's scared of Christian.
No, he's terrified
He's scared of Christian in here because he's not allowed to do monkey news.
No. Well,
Because
yeah.
Christian wants to do it. He's scared of him.
I'm not saying that, right? Christian...
I do monkey news, but Christian wants to do some monkey news. I'm not allowed.
Once around the block. Badly drawn boy. I like him. He's funny as well. You know what? I think he looks like if me and you were put in a blender, Karl. Do you know what I mean? He's got my sort of shape. He's got your sort of accent. And...
I think when you put in a blender, does that... would a voice sort of mix?
The times I thought of putting the two of you in a blender.
Do you remember, I told you that thing about the sponges, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaked him out. You know, if you get two sponges, and you dye one red and one blue, and you liquidize them, we pour them into a tank of water, after a couple of hours, there's a blue sponge and a red sponge, because their cells know, and they reform. And do you know what he said? He went, how'd you kill a sponge then?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, what a great thing to say. Oh, my back's killing me, because I went, you know, I did my back in last week, and I had to get a chiropractor out, and I couldn't walk. Well, as soon as I could walk, I mean, I came in here on my day off and did when you were in Bristol with your mum and dad looking after you. And then I went to Selfridges Sunday, and...
Well, you got a bit of money now, why not?
yeah, and, I went into the sports department, and, there's a golf simulator there, £38,000, and it's just like a shed, and I was looking at it like a kid in a sweet shop, and the two blokes that work there, they recognised me and went, "Oh, right, I said, yeah, good." When I was just looking at that simulator, it's brilliant, isn't it? He went, "Do you want to have a go?" And I went, "No, I'm crap, I can't do it." I said, and I got a bad back. And I went, "You have a go," and he did it, and a couple times he went, "Oh, that's not bad." And he went, "Do you want to go?" I went, "Yeah, go on then." and I put it all down, and I really tried my hardest.
Of course you did.
And it took off, and it was really good shot. And he went, "Good." I went, "Well," I said, "I'll go." And I was thinking, I've got to hit this one as well, I've got to hit this one too. And I hit it again, I had 3 goes. I hurt my back after the first one.
Yeah, but you carried on.
And he went, right, I said, "Cheers, thanks very much," and I walked away. And I went to Jane, I went, "I've got to get a cab." She went, "I've done my back." She went, "Well, why did you show off?" I went, "I had to."
Of course you did. That sums you up. That just
I was in
hits the
agony.
nail
I
on
was
the
all
head.
the way back, and I had to lay on the floor and put ice on my back again for about 3 hours.
What was the best you thought could happen? That they would just say, "Oh my God, that guy, that's Ricky Gervais. Is there nothing he can't do?"
That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah. As I was seeing that, I go, "Cheers," yeah. As I got about a few yards away, I just slowed down, and Jane would go, "What are you waiting for?" I go, "Listen." And
Yeah.
it just go, "That man is a god."
Yeah.
And I go, "Come on, Jane, let's go home." Yeah.
You've
That's
just all... have you ever been able to walk through a fairground, past one of those machines, those test your strength machines,
Yeah.
and not have a go at it?
I don't think I'd be very good at that.
I bet you cannot walk past one of those rifle ranges and not have a go.
I love rifle
but
ranges.
you've got to be the best, I imagine.
Yeah, if someone had just won before me, I'd go, "It's not worth it, it's fixed."
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Oh dear.
Pathetic.
Yeah, so that's why my back's. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But I hate not being able to do stuff. It's like I'm punishing the injury.
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
if I laid in bed for a week it'd be better, but I go, no, why should I?
Yeah.
When I used to be a kid, I used to hit my head on the banister or something, and I used to go and get a hammer and hit the banister. And then I started thinking, when I was about 8, I remember, if I'd hurt myself, I'd go, "Ha ha, God, didn't hurt."
He's up there thinking, "Oh, bloody hell."
How mental is that? Carl, what are you thinking, mate?
Right, Rockbusters, that's what I'm thinking.
Straight to it! Straight to it. Go on then, who's the winner?
Right,
Oh, go on,
well-
do the clues again.
Right, the first one was, the hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car.
Yeah, snappy, go on.
VH.
Yeah.
Right, that was Van Halen,
Van Halen, hailing a van.
because he wanted something bigger than a car. That's the first one.
Yeah.
All the
Second one.
tenses are mixed up, everything, it's just... go on.
Second one, don't be selfish, and some of that out to your mates. That was C, that was share. Alright. It's alright.
Yep.
And the third one, the Scottish fellas can't get into their emails. The initials there, KL. They, Kenny Loggins.
Right. Right, that's the last time we do Blockbusters. That is the last time we do it.
No.
It is. That's the
the
last time. Give the prize to someone.
Kenny Loggins. I'm going to give that one to
Kenny Loggins.
Helen Perrott. She has emailed in, and actually, Helen, I need you to email in your address if you would, so we can send you those goodies, DVDs in the bag and stuff.
But who would get Kenny Loggins then? If the clue was good, who would get Kenny Loggins? What did he do? Footloose.
Yeah.
That famous
have
film
to say
about
that, right?
where dancing was banned.
Yeah.
In that nebulous... yeah.
That's an extraordinary film. I saw it once in America. Like you say, Kevin Bacon in a town where dancing has been banned. I was watching it. It was like if aliens had been watching Earth, but only monitoring us through our TV and films.
Yeah.
And then tried to make a film about humans. That's the film they'd end up with.
What do you think? What do they think of Queen the musical? Because they're, of course, rock and roll's banned, isn't it?
In the future.
That's-
I'm not looking forward to the future, Rick, where feelings and emotions are going to be banned.
I can't believe it. Where's our hoverboards?
Yeah. So yeah, well done to Helen Perry. Is that the last time we do Rockbusters?
No,
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah,
next week.
after the break, Monkey News.
No, we'll play, oh yeah, we'll do a break. Don't know about Monkey News, got some other stuff as well.
We'll do Monkey News after the break.
So,
We'll go back tomorrow. Wise words unless you're talking about pension plans. That's Feeder on XFM 104.9.
Wise words.
Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis. Competition time. I haven't got the usual competitions of songs of phrase and Monkey News and the other car nonsense. You know, I'm not.
There's no cheapest chimps. There's no cheapest chimps this week. I'm
It's back
devastated.
next week. It's back
Well,
next
I
week.
don't know.
Although, let's just do a quick cheap as chimps. Okay. So, chimpanzee that. Cheap as chimps. Do you know how much a chimp is, Steve, to
Not
buy?
really, no.
55 grand. Okay, the competition is this. We've got 5 tickets.
No, we've
Five
got
pairs of
5 pairs
tickets,
of
yeah,
tickets,
to
yeah.
give away, to the new Spike Lee film, 25th Hour. And, I've seen this and it's really great. It's got Ed Norton, in it and, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Really good. It's an 18 certificate, so you can only, call up and get into this free if you are over 18.
Or unless you look 18.
Yeah,
you
let's
could probably
face it,
get-
as long as you look
exactly.
18, yeah.
I don't think they're going to ask for ID on the door.
Yeah.
But if you look like 14, then there's no chance.
And you probably get some fags and beer as well on the way in,
exactly.
yeah.
But if you're 16, 17, and you look old enough, you've got a
Yeah.
bit of facial hair, go for it.
Yeah. Or wear a long beard.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
No, we're not going to condone that. Please be 18 years or over.
Yeah.
It is an illegal offence.
Exactly.
Call 08700 800 1234, and as it is such a great film, the competition is this. Do you want to go to this? A, yes. B, no. So,
C, I'm not sure I can make it Wednesday, any chance Thursday.
D, I think I'll wait for it to come out on video, you know.
E, I don't really like Spike Lee, I'm a racist.
Call in. So
Hang on, we should just point out that, yeah, it's Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Did we make that clear?
Yeah.
Wednesday at
Wednesday
6
at 6,
o'clock.
yeah.
A, yes. B, no. C, Wednesday's no good for me. D, I'll wait for it to come on video. E, I don't like Spike Lee, I'm a racist.
Yeah. What is it? 08700 800 1234?
That's the number, yeah.
Okay, bother Claire with that.
And,
The answer's A, by the way. Correct answer.
no,
Yeah.
nice.
If you want to go, that is.
Yeah.
But tell the truth.
I'd love to have some more music.
Yeah, sweet.
I feel some Smiths.
Oh,
Classic.
Yeah.
Reel Around the Fountain.
Good choice.
Smiths, Reel Around the Fountain. XFM 104.9. Well, we've given those away then.
Yeah, it went very well.
Have you got enough now? You don't need
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
Yeah.
got them all, yeah. Everyone said the correct answer.
good.
They would love to go. One person, actually, who was it? It was Tom, said C, but his sister Sarah would love to go. So
Oh, well, good luck to Sarah. I hope he's over 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise that is illegal. Here's to the rules.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Easter.
I don't know why I'm just in the mood for toasting things. I think it's because it's Easter.
Yeah, yeah. And we know what that means, don't we?
God bless him.
Eggs. Go on.
Absolutely. Well, we were chatting about the Innovations catalogue, and it just because I've just been flipping here through the TV magazine, which comes free with the Sun, and
Is there anything on the back? A plate or a figure?
the white trash that must buy this rubbish. I mean,
know.
this one. I don't know how you describe that. There.
Oh!
Classy, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
dear.
a porcelain doll of a young woman.
Looks like Ginger Spice with her hair up in a blue dress.
Yeah, it is strictly limited to 9,500.
Oh, am I going to get one? Well,
And it says,
why did we waste time with the show? Shouldn't I have been calling?
Well, look, it says.
How much is it?
Well, she can be yours for the special half-price offer of just £94.50.
Is that all, really? You're not winding me up, are you, Steve? You're not winding me up, is it? Because if I look at it, it's 940, because I think it should be. I will go mental, because
Well, hang on,
I would love that porcelain piece of shit for 100 quid on my shelf.
Hang on a minute, Rick. Let me just read you some of the write-up.
Who buys that? They think it's art.
It's classy. Well, hang on, I think this blurb will change your mind.
Go on then. Okay, well, I'm just... Okay.
Her name is quite simply Dearest Rose.
I'll have it.
And she's portrayed here holding a beautiful...
Well, I mean, of course it's going to be Dearest Rose, isn't it?
Let me read it,
It's
because
not
I
going to be... Her name is Bert.
Dearest Rose is portrayed here holding a beautiful bouquet of roses given to her by her lover. She has gently plucked some of them and placed them in her chestnut hair.
Oh,
She is wearing a gown.
Oh, that's filthy.
She
Oh,
is
look, she is as well. She's stuffing them up.
on her head.
All right, go on.
She's wearing a gown of beautiful turquoise silk. Her skirt flows to the floor, and from beneath it, you can see her dainty shoe just peeping out, decorated with a tiny handmade rose.
That is brilliant.
And it is
94
beautiful, and it's
grand.
and you can pay £9.45 a month for 10 months.
Yeah.
And that can be yours. And I think you'll agree, it is just beautiful.
I mean, the best one I've ever seen, there was one that there was a doll, right, like a realistic doll, you know, a horrible, scary doll, and it was something like, you know, £100, and it said, call your family and tell them it's a girl. And I just imagined this 45-year-old woman with bunches and rouge on her hair, still dressed in her ballerina outfit, going, I've had a baby, mother. You haven't. I have, it's a bloody baby! Why do you hate me? It's a doll! Why do you hate me? I mean,
I know.
what sort of people are they preying on?
Well, that's
I've
one.
just had a baby. Sorry? Call the doctor, call the doctor. Don't call the doctor, I've had a bloody baby!
Well, I remember seeing one which just was extraordinary. I mean, again, I'm thinking specifically of the people that buy it. It was about 3 foot tall.
Yeah.
It was, I think, again, made of porcelain or possibly plastic. It was a baby. It was like a it was like a kind of 1-year-old baby. Like, that was the design. Wearing a Harley Davidson biker outfit. The leather cap, the jacket, the nappy.
Rather like Marlon Brando
Yeah.
did in the Wild Bunch.
Unbelievable.
Oh dear.
I mean, the scum. I saw recently, I was flipping through one, it was wedding rings. There was a selection of exclusive wedding rings. Imagine giving this, imagine getting down on one knee and giving your beloved a themed Lord of the Ring wedding ring.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Will you be my wife? Better still, my troll.
Oh dear.
I mean, the scum that must be, that they're preying on, like you say. I mean, unbelievable.
It's those sort of houses that I remember going into as a child sometimes when you met a friend from school and you'd go into their house and it was like a shrine. I remember some people kept the polythene on their 3-piece suite.
Yeah.
There was some when you weren't allowed in the front room. Like we couldn't go in the front room. And it's like you look around and there's all these dolls and that and it's just like, oh God, scary. What in God's name happens in this house after dark? You know what I mean?
But the people who keep the polythene on their sofas, it's like, who are you waiting for? What
don't know.
day are you going to use this? Because I'll tell you this, the Queen's never coming to
I know.
tea.
Tony Blair's not going to pop in unannounced
Never gonna
covered
pop in.
in grease.
No, exactly.
In dungarees.
Exactly.
I won't sit down. You can sit down. You can sit down, Tony. I've been waiting for 40 years. Look, I've had a baby. It's not a real baby. It is a baby!
Is this door locked?
Why do you hate me? Oh, God. Call your friends and tell them it's a girl.
So if you're one of the scum that have ever bought anything from one
Trash.
of those, normally you'll get maybe commemorative plates.
I know. I tell you what, if I ever win the lottery, I'm gonna buy all them up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy all them up in one foul swoop.
There
That'd
was
be
one,
amazing.
I think it was Cliff Richard. It was a commemorative plate of Cliff Richard.
That'd be great.
It said, Cliff never ages. Cliff never ages, and neither will this.
Really? Did it say that?
Yeah.
Tell your friends and tell you've married Cliff Richard.
Yeah.
Look, I've married. It's a plate. It's not a plate.
I sleep with it!
I've married Cliff Richard. Remember that mental case that was thought she was married to Mike Reed?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh.
No, I
So is this Mike Reed, the former DJ, or Mike Reed, the entertainer stroke actor?
It's former DJ,
Mhm.
and it had a shot of her just prancing around in the nude with a feather boa on, saying, "I'm married to Mike Reed" or something.
Wow.
She was obsessed with him. That's libelous.
I mean, is she still looking for the fellow?
yeah. Oh, what would you do? Imagine you're in a love triangle between her
me.
and Louise Woodward.
Oh, right, okay.
Who would you? And they were fighting over you. And I think they can both get pretty violent.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know, fight. I mean, no, but I mean, I'm not. I don't
Well,
know
I'll tell you
that.
what I do. I do what any gentleman would do in that situation, and I'd let them wrestle it out. Nude. In a hotel room. Let's just, you know, just see how they go.
Let's have a record. Sorry to call the lawyers and tell them it's a girl. Coldplay, XFM 104.9.
In fact, can I just plug something?
Go on.
Because you can hear Coldplay live tonight from 7 o'clock, the whole Earl's Court gig on XFM from 7.
Blimey.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
To Coldplay.
To Coldplay!
Happy Easter!
Happy egg. Well, that's about it from us, isn't it? We got,
Yeah.
you know, to be honest, I didn't miss Karl at all.
I did miss Karl. In fact, I felt we worked harder. We did a better show without him. I think he's dead wood.
Well, I think that we should, you know, tell him that we don't need him. If he turns up, it's fine. If not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that will wind him up.
Oh, he'd be livid.
If you could send, could you send Carly emails saying, to Ricky or something, because he gets all those, doesn't he? Or to
Yeah.
Karl, saying, the show was better without Karl.
Yeah.
Can you please do that for us? We'll tell him the truth. He'll hear it. He'll come back and hear it. So we know it's a wind-up. But I just want to see his crushed little face Monday. Is if you can send as many emails as possible saying this show was better without Karl, I will be grateful. And I promise I'll tell him the truth next week. Do you think I can do that for us?
I think so.
Is it carl.pilkington@xfm.co.uk?
Yeah. And it's Karl with a K.
Yeah.
Karl with a K.
And send some to me, because he'll read those next week as well.
Yeah. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Yeah,
In
just say
fact,
it was.
send some to me as well. And
Yeah,
pass them
and
on,
just
yeah.
pass them on, yeah.
And to the head of XFM.
Oh, what's his?
yeah.
What's his one?
Yeah.
Because he won't get in trouble, because obviously Andrew's listening, so he'll know it's a joke. But
Andrew.phillips@xfm.co.uk.
in fact, could you send a
marketing
load?
manager, Charlotte Sousson at
Yeah,
XFM.
Andrew.phillips,
Yeah.
just saying, it's so much better without Karl, because it's got a bit self-indulgent. He just does his same old stuff about Auntie Nora farting, and it's not big and it's not clever, and the man's a fool.
Yeah,
So if you do something like that, you know, make stuff up as well. Thanks very much. Happy egg.
Happy egg indeed. Can I just end with a tune?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ed Harcourt. I don't know if you've listened to his current album.
Yeah,
but
new
there's
album
some
sounds good.
some nice treats on there, and this is one called "The Birds Will Sing for Us." A nice way to end.
See you later. Cheers.
Happy Easter.
Do the email thing. Egg.